What's up guys, it's Wholesome Joe back with another video. You may have noticed a little bit of different scenery behind me. That is because I am actually filming today in my new garage slash workshop at my new house, which I'm very excited about being able to do that. There's a lot more space in here so I can do some cool stuff. I have not quite figured out what I want to do with the lighting yet, but we will get to it. But that's not what this video is about. So a couple of weeks ago, I posted another video where I basically talked about what I thought was the cheapest 3D printing filament on Amazon. It was very cheap. It's $11 and something. I did kind of a review on it. I got quite a few comments. A lot of people, chimed in and let me know what filament they're using, and some people came in and said, hey, that's not the cheapest, or whatever. And that's cool. I'm glad you guys are watching the videos and finding them useful and giving me feedback and all of that good stuff. But because of that, I feel a company reached out to me a couple of weeks ago, right after I had posted that video and after it had gotten quite a few comments, asking me if I would be down to check out their brand of filament called UJoy Bio 3D. So I went back and forth with them on email, and they were nice enough to send me a couple of rolls of their filament and asked me to try it out, print something with it, use it in a project, and then let me know what I thought about it and make a video. So here I am doing that. So this is a box. I have not opened it yet because I'm going to do sort of an unboxing, and we're going to check out this UJoy Bio 3D, which I believe is made from biodegradable products, and that is kind of what their sort of selling point is for this. So it's supposed to be good for the environment. I hope that's true. So we're gonna get this unboxed. We're gonna check out these rolls of filament. I believe there's 2 rolls in here of different types of filament that they offer. We're gonna check those out, check out the packaging, check out all the good stuff, and then we're gonna print something with it. So stay tuned for that.
Our box. Trusty. Silk. That's what it says. Let's put this over to the side. UJoy Bio. It says Hyper PLA. Alright, let's get this. Don't see anything there. Let's go. Alright, so we have this is www.ujoybio3d.com is the company, and then there's a open up there. We're gonna have to take our blade right there. Use 3D printer filament. This is their brand called Hyper PLA. It says it prints at 300 to 500 millimeters. Printing temp is going to be 190 to 220, and the bed temp is going to be 40 degrees to 60. Luckily this fits in the settings that I already use, so I shouldn't have to change anything on my printers. And this is just your standard 1000 kilogram roll. Spool made from recycled material. I actually like these cardboard spools. I don't mind them. Some people don't like them. I'm not sure what these little holes are for, but that's interesting. I like the design. Looks like it's rolled pretty nice. This is a really bright yellow color. So we'll have to see what we're gonna print with this so we can see what that color looks like. So that's that one. So let's put this back in like so. Let's take a look at the other one. So this is the Ujoy Bio again. This is going to be the metallic silver. Oh, we gotta do this too again. Open this. Okay. This is the silver. Same thing. This is the silver. Metallic silver. Very excited about this. I like metallic filaments quite a lot. So yeah, very nice. I like, so the hole is where you run the end of the tail of the filament so it doesn't unravel. Okay, that's pretty cool, and they have them all the way around so that I guess wherever it ends, that's where it'll be. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty nice packaging. There is beauty in everything you encounter. It's a nice touch. Pretty cool. Let me look at the rest of this box. So I only saw that front part. Oh, that must have been on the other one too. So this is 3D printing filament. You can see there. And then this says whatever that means, whatever that means, whatever that means. Yep. Very nice. All right, let's print something with it.
All right, guys. So I was thinking really hard about what exactly we could print with this Ujoy Bio 3D yellow filament, this nice bright colored yellow filament. And I was trying to think of something that was Ghostbusters related that we could print with this nice bright yellow filament, and something that I didn't necessarily need to paint because I want to see exactly how well this PLA prints. And so I thought to myself, what can we print? And then it came to me. I was looking on my shelf of all of my collectibles, and I saw none other than the Lifegard 2 sitting on my shelf. I have a real one, and as you can see, I have a 3D model of one loaded up into Cura right now, because yes, that is what we are going to print with this yellow filament. Is the yellow Lifegard 2 that you will know from the movie Ghostbusters 2 if you are a Ghostbusters nerd like I am.
Bingo! Yeah, you, the bimbo with the baby. Didn't anybody tell you the big shoulder look is out?
I thought that this would be a simple thing to print and that we didn't really have to paint. We could just leave it the color that it is. We'll probably hand paint the Lifegard letters that are on the bottom, as you can see down here. And I really want to see how well this PLA picks up these details. PLA has a hard time with letters and things like that, so we'll see how well it picks that up. The rest of this I'm not too worried about. It's pretty straightforward. There's some other letters on top right here. We'll see if those pick up. I know they would if this was resin, but we're going to do this in FDM PLA. So the way I'm going to orient this in Cura is basically just like this, standing straight up. This is going to need some supports, as you can see, because there's some overhangs like all over the place. There's overhangs. Now, will this print in this orientation? I guess we're going to find out, because that's what we're going to do. And something I don't use a whole lot, and something that I hear people use a lot, I just don't tend to use a ton, but I'm going to use on this, is tree supports. And shout out to my friend Joe Vohar in the Ghostbusters community. He kind of helped me figure out how to orient this. I didn't exactly go with the orientation that he suggested. After I noticed that there was letters on the top, he had suggested that I flip it upside down, which is also a good idea, I think, if it did not have this letters on top that I want to maybe show up in the final. So we're going to orient this just like this. We're not going to use regular supports. We're going to use tree supports. and you can find tree supports under support, generate support, make sure that box is checked, and then change normal to tree. I've already sliced this, so I'll just show you what it looks like here in the preview in just a second. This is going to take 12 hours and 41 minutes to print. It's going to cost 83 grams of filament, which is barely any on that roll. So we're gonna have to find some other yellow things to print as well, but we're gonna start with this. So let me show you the preview. As you can see, there's some of the tree supports. These might be tricky to get out. These might be tricky to get out, but I would rather there be supports in places that I can't see than anywhere where there's detail, like the front. As you can see, these supports aren't really touching the front except for right there, and that's just in those holes. And then there's a fair amount of supports on the back. Those should be pretty easy to remove. These might be a little bit tricky to remove, but they should come out with a little bit of effort. I always use rafts pretty much for everything I print because I think my bed might be a little bit warped. So I pretty much always print with rafts. Obviously, if you have a perfectly level bed, you don't need to do that. And then of course there's some more little supports down here, but this is on the bottom, so I'm not too much. So I'm not too concerned about that. So that's already sliced. So we'll get that saved over to the SD card and we'll take it over to the printer and get this printing. We also need to print the back piece and the knob as well, so don't forget that.
What's up guys, we're back and we have now printed our Lifegard 2 from Ghostbusters 2. I got the front and the back pieces and we can put those together now and make our fully enclosed Lifegard 2. This even has the ports for the metal rod that goes around. And I forgot to mention earlier, this model, I got it from Etsy, but it came from a designer by the name of Buckaroo Props. I believe it was $6, so if you want to pick up this model to print yourself, I will leave a link to his Etsy shop in the description. I don't know him, but I just figured it's a really good model. Might as well give a shout out to other members of the community making cool stuff. So this is one of the higher detailed Lifegard 2 models that I could find. I think there's one more that I also looked at that was more expensive. That was a little bit more detailed than this one, but this one was perfect for my needs. And we'll probably do another video weathering this thing, painting the letters, and actually the letters came out really good with this Joy Bio 3D filament. I'm very happy with how that turned out. The lettering on the top didn't turn out so well, but I kind of expected that because of the way the print was oriented. You really need to print that in like resin for that to really show up. But it's there, it's just not very legible, which is okay. Of course, the inside of this is hollow, so if you wanted to install some electronics or just put a pack of gum in there, some credit cards, you could also seal this together with magnets if you wanted to. I don't know how we're gonna do it yet. And I actually might, when I finish this, I might actually give this to one of you guys. If you need a Lifegard 2, you don't have one, you don't feel like making one, maybe we'll do like a giveaway, and I'll give away this Lifegard 2 once I'm finished with it. And because I couldn't just stop at printing just one thing with this roll of filament, and I have another roll of filament that I'm going to use probably in another video. It's metallic silver, so look out for that. I had to print some other stuff, so I had to go to the far reaches of the internet to find other things I could print. I asked my wife for ideas, I asked some of my friends for ideas. I was like, what could I print that's yellow that I don't have to paint? And you may have noticed this little guy on my shoulder. This is one of those articulated, this is an axolotl. These things are really cool. You just print these directly on your print bed and it comes already together like this. So like you don't have to put this together, it prints just like this. There's a lot of these little models like this on Thingiverse and places like that. My wife likes animals, and we've seen axolotls before. So I thought that was a cool one to do. My son really liked it to try to eat. He likes to put everything in his mouth right now. So there's that. And then I also printed, let me set this stuff to the side. I also printed a couple other things. I printed this Super Mario inspired block, which was like a storage. It's like a storage box. You could put SD cards in here. There was like, they actually have a tray that's specifically for SD cards that I haven't printed yet. And it even has the, it might be hard to see, indentations for the question marks. You could paint those, or it actually came with the model to print the question mark in a different color, white if you're doing Super Mario, to just glue those in, which I might actually do eventually, or I might just paint it, or I might just leave it like this. I don't know, it looks pretty cool. This printed really well, actually. All of the things I printed really well, including this little hedgehog flower pot, because my wife likes succulents and little plants. This one's actually a lot smaller than I expected it to be. I guess I could scale it up if I were gonna do it. I just wanted to see what little cool things I could print. I'm sure there's tons of other yellow things I could print, because I usually paint the stuff that I print, so I'm not usually concerned about the color of the filament. But it was really cool for UJoy Bio 3D to send me this bright color yellow Hyper PLA filament. I really enjoyed printing with it. It prints really well. So if you're looking for a new brand of filament to try out, I highly recommend giving their filament a shot. I will leave links to their website where you can purchase their filament in the description below, and hopefully we will get started printing with the silver metallic filament for the next project. I don't know what that's going to be yet, so if you have any ideas, leave them in the comments below. If you have any other ideas for yellow things I can print, leave those in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, because it really helps me go up in the algorithm, and that is the goal, isn't it? So till next time, keep printing, and yeah.